Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's big time James River District matchup between your Amelia Raiders and the Nottoway Cougars. Big time matchup coming into in today's game. I'm Darrell on that. We're glad to have you all here with us as we're going to bring you all seven in this, well, at least seven. We don't know yet. We'll see how this game goes. We're going to bring you all the action here live on Legacy Maker Sports Network, and cannot wait to bring you the action as this Lady Raider team comes into this game 12-2 in the district. Last week they went 2-1 during the week. Well, lost their first game of the week against Manchester, but in a very good battle. It was a very tough matchup last week in that game, and they really played well. They did a good job. They fought all the way through in that game, just couldn't pull it off. But then they had two fantastic games against Cumberland and Lunenburg, getting pretty solid victories over both teams. And now today we go up again. Now today we take on Nottoway, who's 12-1 in the district, 15-2 overall. One of the best teams, obviously the best team in this district, but one of the best teams in the state. And we get a matchup today between two heavy hitters here in the James River District. So they're getting ready and getting warmed up. We're about to get this game underway. Also, we want to thank everybody who will be watching and tuning in. We really appreciate it. As we get started, on the mound today for the Lady Raiders is Rachel Watson, the junior. She has been phenomenal this year, 11-1 on the season record, 120 strikeouts, an ERA of 1.10, and batting average 390. Now, her batting average has climbed in the last few weeks. She's been on fire. She pitched a no-hitter on her birthday a few weeks ago. Then on top of that, she goes and she pitched really good against Manchester, all games that we got to broadcast, and there's strike one there for Miss Watson. And she had a 4-for-4 game. She went 1-for-3, I believe, against Manchester. So she's been having a pretty good year pitching-wise today. Now, starting lineups for this Amelia team will give you right after this next pitch. Watson, and there's a bunt attempt there. Watson's able to corral it, gets it over to first to Patterson for out number one. Haley Patterson covering on that one, and the Raiders right now with one out here in the top of the first. Now, like we were saying, here are the starting lineups for both teams. First, for Nottoway, Hannah Watts, who was just at bat, the second baseman, grounded out to first baseman. Now, up at bat, we have Kobe Abel. And so Abel, number 3 here, is batting for Nottoway. Watson gets the first one out. Watson getting set here. There's a pitch, and there's strike one. Now back to it. We got Ryan Vandermillen, and we also have Tish Hall, McKenna Farwell, Dallas Baysinger, Hannah Hudson, Amelia Meekins, Kayla McCraw, and Kelsey Wallace. Those are your designated players. And there's a hit right there, straight to Kaylin Rather, drops right in front of her. But Abel is able to get on base here for Nottoway to get this game started. Now they have a runner on first as we have Vermillion coming up to bat. So Watson, who's we've talked about before, continuing to pitch well here. It's a big game here for both teams. Ooh, and Watson a little bit in the inside there, but ball one. Raiders at one point in the last few weeks pretty much just on fire. They won 7 games in a row before they lost to Manchester. And right now they're won 9 out of their last 10, and they continue to play extremely well. And this team is a team that start off a little slow from time to time, but when the bats get going, the bats get going. And right now we have 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 2-0 count here as Watson delivers, and there's strike one. Great pitch there by Watson down the middle. So Raiders, this isn't the Raiders' last. This is the last home game, but this is not their last. Ooh, and a little inside there is Vermillion will get hit, and now the Cougars have 2 runners on, 1 on second and 1 on first, as the number 4 hitter, Tessa Hall, comes to the plate, the third baseman. Hall is a junior. All right, so we have 1 out here, 2 runners on. And Watson faces our 4th batter of the game. Here's the pitch, and strike 1. Good cut there by Hall, but Watson able to get strike 1 here. So we got an 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runners on. Runner on second, runner on first here in the top of the first inning. Oh, great pitch there. Watson down the middle. 0-2 count now. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that one's loose, and that's going to advance the runners as runners advance to third and second, and now they have runners in scoring position here. I stand corrected. We got a 1 ball, 1 strike here, and we have 1 out with 2 runners on. And so now we have ball number 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 3-2, 3-1 count. Watson with 2 runners on and gets a piece of it that goes straight to Wells, and she'll be able to get out number 2. Easy work there by Rachel Wells, and now the Raiders have a chance to get out of this inning or get out of the top of the first unscathed. So 2 runners on here in the top of the first. Watson delivers, and there's strike 1. So we got 2 outs, 0-1 count. 2 runners on here for the Nottoway Cougars in this rivalry of rivalries. These 2 teams, these 2 counties have been going at it for years. Even when I was in school, in every sport, when you hear the 2 names, Nottoway and Amelia, you know what you're getting out of this rivalry. It's going to be intense. Now, Nottoway did win. Ooh, then there's one that goes foul on the check swing. Now, Nottoway did win the first matchup, and now the Raiders trying to seek a little revenge this time around. Oh, 2 count. Watson delivers, and it's going to be low for ball 1. So we got a 1-2 count. So Hall trying to get Nottoway on the board here early in this game. And she gets a piece of it, as my dad would say, a whole shot Raj. And that bounces off the fence. 2 runners will score. Great piece of hitting there by Tessa Hall. And Nottoway is up 2-0 early in this matchup. She got every bit of that one. And now the Raiders, with a runner on second, scores 2-0 here. Nottoway up early here in the first inning. And there's another good piece of hitting. That one goes straight to Mackenzie Jones, and that will be out number 3. And the Lady Raiders will end the top of the first. 2 runs by Nottoway in this inning have the Cougars up 2-0 early in this ball game, in this critical matchup. Once again, we want to thank everybody who's tuning in. We want to give love to a few of our sponsors. Got to give quick love to Born Legend Entertainment. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. They got a lot of great things going on there, especially with Frenemy 2, The Last Days, the final chapter coming out really, really, really soon. And then, of course, on top of that, you got to give love to Paparazzi Accessories by our girl, Mary Ashby. Make sure you check out all of the great jewelry. If you didn't get a chance to catch her out for Mother's Day, then you're missing out. Make sure you get a chance to get in there and check out all the good things she's got going on at Paparazzi Accessories by Mary. And, of course, making lip gloss fun again with our girl, Becca Cottingham, who also has a show here on the network. A Monster Minutes, which is a NASCAR show that comes on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock. So make sure you check that out as well. We this weekend we broadcasted our first WFA game in Women's Football Alliance. The Richmond Black Widows took on the DC Divas in a pretty, unfortunately, lopsided matchup for Richmond. And DC just came out in that game, clobbering from the get-go. And they won that game 61-12. But we'll be back out there this weekend as they take on a Baltimore Nighthawks team. It should be another interesting matchup. So you make sure you catch that broadcast Saturday night, 6 p.m. here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. And I want to give a shout-out to some of my Facebook peeps right now as we Vincent McKinney want to say hi, man. Thanks for tuning in. Brian Snow. That's right, the Snowman himself. If you ever get a chance, check out Snowman in the Morning. And then you can get it on Arena Sportsnet. He's got a lot of platforms you can check it out on, but just go and like the Arena Sportsnet page. It's a really good page. With a good friend of the network, Mr. Brian Snow. And yes, Vince, we do know we've been having this one issue with our logo, trying to get the logo to sit up straight. For whatever reason, it does it when we are in the middle of this. But, got to get the brand in there somewhere. All right, so here we go. And pitching here for Nottoway is Hannah Hudson. And ball one there for Hannah Hudson on the first pitch. Is up the bat for the Raiders is Hannah Comfort. So the battle of the Hannahs here to get this started here in the bottom of the first. Hudson with the pitch, and nice cut there by Comfort, and it's going to go foul. Nottoway with an early 2-0 lead here. Right now we have an 0-2 count here for Comfort, the freshman. And she gets a piece of that. That one to go foul as well. And we'll do it again. Comfort batting .225 on the season. Comfort batting .225 on the season so far for this Lady Raider team. But she is a master behind the plate. And she, like I said, with her being a freshman, and that one will be ball number 2. And she's a freshman, and she will be able to, be a good leader on this team for the next 4 years. The Raiders are lucky to have her, and, to have somebody who can be behind the plate for the next 4 years for the Raiders puts them in a pretty good spot. Now, that one goes up, and that's going to go behind the press box here for another foul ball. So we got a 1-2 count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. Bottom of the first inning. Hudson, and that's going to be high and outside on that one for ball number 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs here. You are tuning in to the Legacy Maker Sports Network, and we are covering James River District softball here. And Comfort gets a nice piece of that as it goes towards center field, but it looks like Meekins is able to corral it in there for the Cougars, and that's going to be out number 1. Now coming to the plate for the Lady Raiders, the left fielder, Stephanie Staples-Good. And Stephanie on the season is batting .300. She's only got 1 error so far this season. And she gets a piece of that. It goes to short, and she loses control of it. McCraw couldn't get it in on that one. Lost control. It bounced off her foot. And Staples-Good is now on first base, and the Raiders have a runner on as we get first baseman Rachel Wells coming to the plate. So 1 out here in first pitch, right down the middle there for strike number 1. We got an 0-1 count here as Hudson gets this at bat started off on the right foot. Runner on first. And that one's going to be high for ball number 1. Rachel Wells on the season batting .350. And she gets a piece of that one that goes foul straight towards the home dugout for strike number 2. We got a 1-2 count, 1 out, 1 runner on, 2-0 lead here for the Nottoway Cougars. Here's a pitch, gets a piece of it over to second. McCraw tries to get thought about going for the double play, but able to get Staples Good out at second base with the force. And great job right there by Watts, able to cover in time and get out number 2. Raiders still have a runner on first, and now coming to the plate is shortstop Jasia Miles, number 2, batting .435 on the season. She's got 8 over-the-fence home runs and 1 inside the park, 9 total on the year. Only 3 errors on the season for this young lady. But she's a junior, and that's critical. So you got another year of Jasia Miles coming to you. And the first pitch is going to be ball. Little low to the outside on that one. So we got 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs with a runner on first. Nottoway with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Hudson with a piece. And that's going to go foul. So we got a 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2-0 lead here for the Cougars. Great pitch in the inside, just catching Miles in the inside of her hands on that one for strike number 1. Now Miles has sneaky power. You look at it and you're like, well, maybe not so much powerful, but yeah, you better watch out because she can get a hold of one, and when she does, it can get critical. One swing of the bat can get this, change the perspective of this game early here, as the Cougars were able to get on early here in the first inning with 2 runs. Miles gets a piece of it, and it goes foul. Just a little bit past first base there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Miles is ready to go, and that pitch is going to roll a little bit in the dirt. And Wells is able to get the steal. So now they have a runner in scoring position as Wells gets to second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Miles gets a piece of it and goes fouls off the backstop. Two count. 2 outs, 2-0 here, Nottoway up. Here in this huge rivalry game between Amelia and Nottoway. Miles gets a piece of it, goes straight back to Hudson, and she's able to get it to first for out number 3. And the Cougars get out of the inning unscathed. And at the end of the first inning, the score, Amelia 0, Nottoway 2, as we head to the top of the second. And we talked a little bit earlier, this is not the last game for the Lady Raiders. They play Goochland next week in Goochland. And the first time around when Goochland and Amelia played, Amelia did get the W. So Amelia, knowing that Goochland is on their heels, is going to be a very critical matchup next week. But winning this one will be the first part of that, because going into that game, both teams would be with 3 losses in the district. And if Amelia can hold off today, that will put them in a better spot heading into next week's game. Coming up the bat here for the Cougars in the top of the second, you have McKenna Felwell, Dallas Baysinger, and Hannah Hudson. Actually, excuse me on that one. We are got a little bit off on that one. It's actually Hannah Hudson is up the bat right now. The first pitch is going to be strike one. Oh, 1 count here for Watson. Oh, over to Dorton there at third, and she's able to get it over to Wells for out number 1. Dorton has been solid at third base. In every game that we've broadcasted, she's been absolutely phenomenal at third base. She had a knee brace on last week and the week before last. Doesn't look like she has it on the day unless she has it underneath. But she's doing a really good job down at third base, and she's made some pretty solid plays along the way for the senior. Ooh, and ball number 1, a little bit high on that one for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Nottoway up 2-0 here in the top of the second. Ooh, and there's strike 1. So we got 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Watson. With the pitch, it's going to be a little low to the outside there for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the second, 2-0. Nottoway up. And Watson will walk Meekins, as Nottoway has a runner now on first base. As the shortstop, Kayla McCraw, heads to the plate for the first time. And that's going to be a little bit inside there for ball number 1. 1 ball. Oh, it looks like it actually was a strike on that one. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. And that one's going to be a little high for ball number 1. As Comfort throws it down to first base to check on Meekins, and she's able to get back in time. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Great pitch there by Watson for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the top of the second. Cougars looking to add on to a 2-0 lead. Great pitch there by Watson to get the strikeout as McCraw goes down swinging. And Watts will come up to the plate here. Watts led the game off with a hit here for the Cougars. Let's see what she can do here. 2 outs with 1 runner on. And there's strike 1. Got a 0-1 count, 2 outs, 2-0 lead here for Nottoway here in the top of the second. Runner on first, Meekins on first. Thought about it. And we got ball 1 after that pitch. So 1-1 count, 2 outs. There's a pitch for ball number 2. So now we got a 2-1 count, 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs here with a runner on first. Nottoway up by 2 here in the top of the second. Lady Raiders softball here on Legacy Maker Sports Network. Here's the pitch, and they're going to set ball 3. So we got a 3-1 count. Comfort throws it down to first to check on Meekins again, but she's able to get back. So the 3-1 count, 2 outs here. Watson would love to get a ground out there in this inning here. And there's a great pitch right there in the inside for strike number 2. So now we have the full count situation coming up here for the Lady Raiders. Runner on first. Watson with the payoff pitch. And Watts gets a piece of it, but Stables Gould is able to get her out of the inning here as the ball flows straight up the left end. We got the Raiders getting out of this inning with the score remaining 2-0 here after the top of the second. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Legacy Maker Sports Network. And we are here at Amelia County High School for the matchup between the Nottoway Cougars and the Amelia Raiders. 2-0 lead right now for Nottoway here in the bottom of the second as the Raiders are getting prepared to bat. Coming up to the plate in this inning, we got Rather coming up first, and then on deck we will have Miss Deanna Dorton, and in the hole we have Miss Rachel Watson. So we got the nice part of the lineup coming here for the Lady Raiders. Can they get it going here in the bottom of the second? And we are about to get underway here in the bottom of the second as Caitlin Rather, the senior night here at Amelia County High School, will come to the plate for the Lady Raiders. Now, the way that Rather has played this year, she's been absolutely phenomenal. And Rather right now on the season batting .510, batting over 500 on the year, 10 home runs so far this season. First pitch is going to was a ball. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and Rather gets a piece of it, and it's going to go foul right in front of the catcher on that one for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs here. 2-0 count, 2-0 lead, Nottoway, here in the bottom of the second. Hudson with a great pitch there. Went high on that one and got Rather thinking, and I'm pretty sure Rather didn't like that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. Senior Caitlin Rather up at bat. She gets a piece of it. Great play there by McCraw to get it over the first to Vermillion. And Vermillion's able to snag it in to get out number 1. Now coming to the plate for the Lady Raiders is number 9 third baseman Deanna Dorton. Dorton points to the sky to give love to fallen teammate Hannah Green. And looks like she thought she might have had a chance on that one, but that one goes straight to Hannah Watts, the second baseman for Nottoway, for out number 2. Now coming to the plate, pitcher Rachel Watson, her first at bat of the game. Batting .390 on the season. Has had a surge in the last few weeks. No runners on. And that one's going to be a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the second. Lady Raiders trying to get something going here. Hudson with the pitch, and I'm not going to lie to you on that one. That looked a little bit to the outside to me. But nevertheless, strike number one. And a little bit low, too. And Watson gets a piece of it, but it will roll foul right in midway before you get to third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the second, Nottoway with a 2-0 lead here. And Nottoway having themselves quite the season as they come into this season 15-2 with only 1 loss in the district. They are 12-1. And there's strike number 3. And Hudson gets out of the end, and Nottoway will hold on to a 2-0 lead here as we go to the top of the third. All right, so we're about to get underway here. Top of the third, Nottoway with a 2-0 lead. And just looking over a few things, and the Raiders do take on Goochland on Thursday in Goochland. And then after that, the James River District Tournament will be starting on the 21st. The first round will be then, and then the finals will be on the 23rd. So next week we'll be looking forward to, possibly hopefully some championship aspirations for the Lady Raiders. But we'll see how things go. This is a very tough district with Goochland and then, of course, Nottoway, who's only lost 1 game on the season. So you know what you're getting from them. And this Raiders team, who's one of the best hidden teams that you'll see. So right now we have 1 ball, no strikes, no outs here. Top of the third. As right now we have Kobe Abel walked in the first inning. We got 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a little bit to the outside, but yet called strike. Some people may say that's a makeup, but I don't know. From what I've seen so far, that might be just the way things are going. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the third. And that one's going to be high to the outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nottoway holding on to a 2-0 lead. Watson. And that one's going to go foul back right over the press box here on the left side. And Abel will get another shot at it. Watson with the pitch. That one's going to be a little high for ball number 3. So now we have a full count here. This first batter here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch, and she gets a piece of it. That is deep, and has got a chance. Another's going to hit off of the fence. She's definitely going to get 2, and she won't make the attempt at 3, but a great piece of hitting there by Kobe Abel, and she gets the double. And now coming to the plate right now, 1 for 1 on the day is Vermillion, and Vermillion had a double herself in the first inning, helping this Cougar team get on the board with a 2-0 lead. So right now the Cougars have a runner on second. That one is going to go foul as it goes back behind the away dugout. It's got an 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike. No outs. Oh, 2 count. No balls, 2 strikes. Watson with the pitch, and that's going to go in the dirt to the outside for ball number 1. Watson with the pitch, and it's going to get off the inside of Miles' glove. Kind of bounced off of her forearm. And now the Cougars have 2 runners on. And now they have Tessa Hall heading to the plate, who got a hit in her first at bat. And that one's going to go foul. Watson. As Vermillion will get the steal, and now they have runners on the corners. One ball, 1 strike here for Hall. Oh, right back to Watson. Great job of checking by Watson, but makes a decision to go to third, and she was able to get back, barely able to get back. And now the bases are loaded here for the Cougars, with McKenna Falwell up to bat. Falwell. Right now the Cougars are threatening. There's a pitch, and that one rolls in front of home plate for ball number 1. Here we are on the top of the third. Cougars threatening, and that one goes high. Looks like Miles got a play on it, and she will get the out there. Now coming to the plate, Dallas Basinger. Bases loaded here for the Cougars. Basinger, that one's going to go foul, back for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And she gets a piece of it, and that one is going to fall in the gap. Well, one run will score, 2 runs will score, and another double there. The third double of the game here for the Cougars. And that will score 2 runs, and this is now 4-0 lead here for Nottoway. Now, Raiders are in a 4-0 hole here in the top of the third as pitcher Hannah Hudson comes to the plate. She's looking to help out her own cause here. So runner on third, runner on second. Hudson at the plate. Pitch number 1 goes for ball 1. Nothing lead here for the Cougars with 2 runners on here in the top of the third. Watson with the pitch, and that one's going to go foul behind the press box. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Raiders desperately need something to go their way here. They've struggled with the bat so far, only 1 hit so far in this game, and that one's a little high to the outside. To the inside, excuse me. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And Raiders are just trying to find a way to get back in it. But when you're in this situation, you just got to take your time and take it out at a time and just be smart here. Great pitch there by Watson for strike number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be ball number 3. It's going to say it was a little low. So we have a full count coming up here for Hudson as Watson tries to get out number 2 here for the Lady Raiders. And that one is hit straight to center field, and Staples Good is able to get in. She hums it in the home plate, and that's going to bounce off of Comfort's glove and go behind the dugout on that, behind the plate on that one. But another run will score, and now it's a 5-0 lead here for Nottoway. So the sacrifice fly comes into play there for Hannah Hudson. And now we have Meekins back at the plate. Amelia Meekins, who walked in her first at bat. Have a runner on third base. Nottoway trying to get that runner in here. If they can do that, they'll have a 6-0 lead. And Meekins will foul that one off. Looked like that one might have went towards the Nottoway bus. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Watson with the pitch, and that one's going to be a little high for ball number 2. There's a pitch, and that one's going to be a little low in the inside for ball number 3. So 3-1 count here, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here for Meekins. And that one's going to be high for ball number 4. And that will be another runner on the base paths here for the Nottoway Cougars. As we have Kayla McCraw, who struck out the first time, up to the plate. So we got runners on the corners. McCraw over to Dorton. Dorton's going to be able to get it over to first to Rachel Wells, and that will end the top of the third. As the Cougars are able to put a little bit more damage on the scoreboard here with a 5-0 lead over the Lady Raiders here as we go into the bottom of the third. All right, so here we are, bottom of the third inning. Coming to the plate for the Lady Raiders is Lexi Warren. Warren on the season batting .325. The junior. That's a great pitch there by Hudson, right down the middle. Strike two. 0-2 count. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Lady Raiders desperately looking to get some runners on the base pads here. And great job there by Warren as she gets one that sneaks past third and short. And the Lady Raiders have a runner on. And now coming to the plate, Miss Haley Patterson. And last game, I've said one thing about Patterson, and the one thing I like about it is her patience at the plate. And that's going to be strike one. She's very patient. She will not take any risk. And in the games that we've seen her get some very critical walks that have put them in some good positions. She's gotten some solid hits. She's just very smart at the plate. And we got ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And I don't expect to see anything less here. Hudson gets the signal she wants. There's a pitch, and that's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Hudson with the pitch, and that's going to go foul right towards us here. 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Haley Patterson. Patterson, so far this season, batting .300 on the year. And there's another foul. I'll be honest with you, I probably love watching Patterson bat the most because it's when you watch her at the plate, she's going to make the pitcher work. She's going to get at least 7 to 8 pitches out of the pitcher each time. And that's what you want. You got to have that discipline. And looks like she may have fouled that one off too. And we are going to go at it again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Runner on first, no outs here. And that one's going to be high for ball number 3. Very critical payoff pitch here. Right down the middle for strike 3. She swung on and missed on that one. And we got one out here as Hannah Comfort comes to the plate. Lady Raiders only 2 hits so far in this game. Comfort looking to change that. And the first pitch is going to be high to the outside for ball 1. Runner on first, 5-0 Nottoway up here. In this James River District matchup between these two rivals. And that one's really far to the outside for ball number 2. Lady Raiders got to find a way to get more base runners here. Get something going here, and Comfort gets another piece of that one, and that one will go foul. 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. And we got another ball, so that's ball number 3. 3-1 count here. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. So now we have another full count here for the Lady Raiders. Here's a pitch by Hudson. That's going to be high. And the Lady Raiders get another base runner here. As now we have 2 runners on. Warren at second and Comfort at first, as we have senior Stephanie Staples-Good coming to the plate. Staples-Good has 1 hit already in this game. 1 for 1. Maybe looking to get a little bit more lightning in the strike here. And the first one's going to be a strike for Staples-Good. 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out here with 2 runners on, second and first. And that one will go in the dirt for ball 1. So we got a 1-1 count here, 1 out. 5-0 Nottoway lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Raiders threatening a little bit here. Staples-Good. Oh, great effort there. Oh, man. Basinger was able to get it down there quick. Looking to pick Comfort off, but Comfort's able to get back in time. 2 balls, 1 strike here. And I like the Raiders' approach so far in this inning. They've made Hudson work a little bit in this inning. And there's ball number 3. Hudson, let's be honest with you, has cruised so far in the first time she went through the lineup. And this time around, it's slowly but surely looking in their favor. Good gets a piece of it over the short, and it takes a weird bounce, and Warren has a chance to score. Oh, she smartly goes back, and she got her at second. Great effort there by Basinger. She's able to gun Comfort out at second. And Warren made the turn. Made the turn to home, but at the last second, in my opinion, smartly decided to go back because she probably would have been out at the plate. So right now, they're going to have a little conference here. Coach Gary went to talk to the ump. Didn't like the call on that one. And the conference goes through, and then, yes, it is an out. So Staples-Good on senior night has 2 hits. Now we have Rachel Wells coming to the plate. Oh, here's the pitch. Check swing on that one for ball number 1. Rachel Wells batting .350 on the year. 0 for 1 in this game so far. She's got 2 runners on. A great pitch there by Hudson on the outside corner for strike number one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Raiders looking to get a base hit to get some runs on the board. Just needing something here to get going. Wells with a great hit past the shortstop. And Warren will come in to score, and the Lady Raiders are on the board with 2 runners on. Great piece of hitting there by Rachel Wells. And so now we have Jasia Miles coming to the plate. Jasia Miles coming to the plate. And, of course, in the hole, Caitlin Rather. And it looks, like I said, it looks like you can see a little bit of struggle coming from Hannah Hudson here, pitcher for Nottoway. But 2 outs here with 2 runners on. Raiders have gotten on the board. Hudson with the pitch, and that's going to be low. And both runners will advance, and now we have runners on third and second. And you got your power coming up. Miles, Rather, and Dorton, your next 3 batters for the Raiders. I mean, a big base hit here will score 2. They can get 1 in the gap, and the Raiders will be in really good shape here. 5-1 Nottoway here in the bottom of the third. But for the first time, the Raiders have something going. Here's the pitch by Hudson. And low, and guess what? Ooh, that was a close one. Great job there. Great job there by Basinger getting it down to third. But guess what? The bases are loaded. And coming to the plate, Caitlin Rather. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch Caitlin Rather, bat, this young lady has a lot of power. And there's no nice way to put it, no crazy way to put it. She has a lot of power. In the first game that we broadcast, she had 2 home runs, a grand slam, and a 2-run shot. 6 RBIs in that game. So if you are Rather, I'm pretty sure Coach Gary is telling her right now, take your time. Find your pitch. Find the pitch that is right for you. Don't do anything. Don't overswing, because a walk here brings in a run. And then you got Deanna Dorton behind, and then you got Rachel White. So you got great hitters on this team. Just smart play here by the Lady Raiders is very important. They've already got 1 run on with the bases loaded. Hudson. And he's going to take a bounce off of the third baseman, and the runner will score. Oh, and the Raiders finding ways. They're chipping away here, and that's their second run, of this inning, and now it's a 5-2 game. Caitlin Rather took a weird bounce off of Taser Hall down there, and now the bases are loaded again as Deanna Dorton is at the plate, the senior. The seniors are doing some work so far in this game. Staples Good has got 2 hits. She's 2 for 2 in the game. Rather gets an RBI on that last one. Dorton 0 for 1 in this game so far. 1 ball. And now we have 1 strike. So we got a 1-1 count. 2 outs. Lady Raiders trying to strike a little bit more fire here. With the bases loaded, they have a chance here to either tie this game up or bring it just a little bit closer. Hudson with the pitch, and Dorton fouls it back. This game, you can't tell me this game doesn't mean a lot to these ladies because it's a rivalry game. You grow up from, 3 or 4 years. As soon as you get into competition and you play Nottoway for the first time, we all know what it's all about. It's about bragging rights. And that's what we're looking for in this game. Nottoway got the bragging rights the first time. The Raiders looking for it this time. 1-2 count. Dorton gets a piece of it, and it will. Oh, and she dropped it. And 2 runs will score. That is critical. And this is now a 1-run game. And I'm pretty sure that is going to be an error on Vermillion as she made a great attempt. And the ball, she had it in her glove, and then at the last second that she tries to throw, it flies out of her hand. And guess what, ladies? Oh, he's going to go and have a little conference call. He didn't like it, but right now, if this stands, this is a 1-run game with 2 runners on. And, you asked me, she had to catch initially, And I think, if you ask me, it's an out. And then they're going to have a discussion. Excuse me, if you ask me, it's a hit. She lost control of it, but we're going to find out here as Coach Gary makes her way out there to hear the final decision. And it's going to count. It is going to count. And Coach Travis Andrews does not look thrilled about it, but that's huge for the Lady Raiders. And this is now a one-run game here on senior night as we have Rachel Watson coming to the plate. 2 runners on. Watson that first one, and that's going to be ball 1. Hannah Hudson has really had a tough ending. And right now the Raiders have fought back 5-4. And that second pitch will be a strike. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and first. Rather on second, Dorton at first. 2 seniors on the bags right now with junior Rachel Watson at the plate. And that's going to be ball 2. Low and to the outside. 5-4, Nottoway up. What a great ending by the Lady Raiders. This is exactly what they needed. Hudson. Oh, and they're going to say that's going to be strike number 2. It's a great pitch there by Hudson. Made Watson jump back just a little bit. 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that one's going to take a little bit of a trip to McCraw at shortstop. And the Cougars get out of this inning still in with the lead and barely with the lead on this one because this inning started with a 5-0 lead and the Lady Raiders find a way to crawl back in, and now they're only down by 1 here as we go to the top of the 4th. Thank you guys tuning in to Legacy Maker Sports Network. I'm Darrell Owens. If you get an opportunity, like this video, share this video, and we really appreciate all of the love and all of those who are watching. Really appreciate you all for tuning in for great Amelia Raider action, sports action. So once again, like, share. If you get a chance, go to Legacy Maker Sports Network, like the page, share the page. Appreciate all of the support. You know, we're trying to get out here and do games for the Amelia Raiders. But if you are looking to, you got a sporting event, you got a child that has a sporting event you want us to cover, just call us. And all you got to do is go to our Facebook page, and you can check out all the information on the page. You can contact myself, and then we will be glad to come out there and check out the event. Once again, thank you all for tuning in, and let's see what happens here in the top of the 4th. Coming in, and the Cougars have the top of the lineup with Watts, Abel, and Vermillion. They're 1, 2, and 3 batters coming up to the plate here for Nottoway. Now, if you're Amelia, this is a critical ending because you want to keep the momentum going. If you can get in and out of this top half of the 4th, this will put the Lady Raiders in a really good spot. And now it seems like the bats are starting to click a little bit because they struggled in those first few innings. And if you ask anybody who's watched this Lady Raiders team all season, the bats tend to come late sometime. But when they come, they start to come really fast. So we'll see what happens here. As now we go to the top of the 4th, and Hannah Watts heading to the plate here for the Nottoway Cougars. Five to 4, Nottoway is up here in the top of the 4th. Watson with the pitch, and that's going to be ball 1. This has been a very interesting game, very entertaining game so far on both ends. 5 to 4, Nottoway. And that's going to be strike 1. So we have 1 ball, 1 strike here, 1-1 count, no outs here in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Oh, straight back to us. I want to give Coach Justin Keeler some love in the last game because when we were here in Amelia County High School, the ball comes straight back towards us, and he makes his leaping grab to protect the camera, which I'll always appreciate him for. Here's a pitch. That's a great pitch there by Watson. Even though that's a ball, it's a great pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the inside. And I'll be honest with you, I think that one could have went either way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Watson delivers. And that's going to be a ball for ball 3. So now we have a full count coming up. If you're Watson, you just want to take a deep breath here. Make your best pitch. She gets a piece of it in hand. Watts rips that one straight to center field. Ooh, that was close. Great job there by the Raiders trying to get it back to first, and Watts almost got caught slipping on that one. So Watts, with her second hit of the game, she is 2 for 3. As we have Abel coming to the plate, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a double. Runner on first. No outs. With a bunt attempt. Comfort gets up quick to checks the runner down at first. It looks like the Cougars might be trying to manufacture a few more runs here to get their lead back to where it was. But the Lady Raiders have fought back here, and it's only a 1-run game. Watson, another bunt attempt there. And we got strike 1. 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs. Runner on first. 1-1 pitch coming up. And that one's going to be a little high for ball number 2. Two, 1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs here. 1 runner on. Nottoway Cougars with a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 4th. And they're going to bunt that one foul for strike number 2. So 2-2 count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the 2-2 pitch. That one's a little high. She's going to try to go for the steal, and she will get it. She's safe. Ball number 3. So we got a full count coming up with no outs. Comfort tried to get it down there, but just not in time. As Watts gets the steal. Full count here. Here's the payoff pitch. Got it for strike number 3. And that's the first out. As now we have Vermillion coming to the plate. The left fielder who struggled in that last inning on the defensive side of things. She looks like she most definitely had the third out but could not corral it in, and that one popped out of her glove, which helped the Raiders decrease it. Oh, Dorton had an opportunity at it, but it goes past her. Rather is able to get it. Oh, and Dorton lost control of it. She tries to get it home, and it's just going to go over Comfort's head. And now a runner will score, and a runner will advance to third. And so right now, Nottoway finds a way to get another run on the board here to make this a 2-run lead, 6-4. Raiders had a few chances on that one and just couldn't make it happen. Dorton lost control of it, and she's beating herself up just a little bit over it. So we have one out here with a runner on third. And now at the play is Tessa Hall. Tall's. And Tessa Hall 1 for 2 in this game. Right now 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on third. Has Nottoway found a way to get 1 run here in this inning. And that one is deep to center field to Staples Good. And she's going to test her arm here. She tries to get it in, and Nottoway will get another run. And just like that, Nottoway has increased their lead by 3, 7-4 here in the top of the 4th. Great sacrifice fly there by Tessa Hall. Right now, with no runners on, Falwell coming to the plate. McKenna Falwell, who is 0 for 2 here in the game. Nottoway up 7-4 here in the top of the 4th, scoring 2 runs in this inning to increase their lead back to 3. So we got a 1-0 count. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Watson with the pitch. She gets a piece of it, and that's going to be fair. It dropped right on the line. Right on the inside. It looks like it dropped right on the line there. And Falwell has a 1-out double. And now coming to the plate is Dallas Baysinger. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to go up. And Comfort's able to bring it in, foul number 3. And that will end the top of the 4th, as Nottoway is able to manufacture 2 runs across to increase the lead to 3. It's a 7-4 lead here for Nottoway as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Now you got to give credit to Nottoway on this one because, even though you struggle in that last inning, the bats come right back and deliver for the Cougars to increase their lead to 3 after losing a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd. And now the Raiders will come up here in the bottom of the 4th, as you will have, looks like we have Warren, Patterson, and we'll have Comfort coming up in this inning. That's your 8th, 9th, and number 1 hitters coming up in this inning. And once again, thanks everybody for tuning in to Legacy Maker Sports Network. We're here at Amelia County High School for this rivalry matchup here on senior night at Amelia County High School. The Nottoway Cougars against your Amelia Raiders with the score Nottoway up 7-4 here as we're here in the bottom of the 4th. Nottoway struggled in the bottom of the 3rd after having a 5-0 lead. The Raiders were able to score 4 runs in that inning to bring it to a 1-run lead, and then Nottoway strikes right back in the top of the 4th to increase their lead to at least 3. And so right now it's 7-4 here. Nottoway up as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And coming to the plate for the Lady Raiders is Lexi Warren. Warren right now is 1 for 1 in this game. Here's a pitch for strike one. Warren batting .325 on the season coming into this game. Ooh, and I know Warren's going to wish he took that one back because that's going to be strike two. One was a little bit too high to the outside. Looked like she wanted the check swing, but it was just a little too late. So 2 strikes here. Oh, and that might have hit her. I think it hit her. And she will get another attempt, but it definitely hit her. You can hear that one up here. And because she swung, I believe she won't get to take the base on this one. And that's going to be ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Bottom of the fourth, no outs. Oh, great pitch right there for strike number 3 there by Hudson. Right on the corner. And that's out number 1 as now we have Haley Patterson making her way to the plate for the Lady Raiders. Patterson struck out in her first at bat. Now she's facing an 0-1 count. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast, and we've talked about it quite a few times, but Patterson's very patient at the plate, so she will take her time, and she will work her count. She gets a piece of that one, though. Takes a roll over to McCraw at short, and that will be out number 2. So now coming to the plate, top of the lineup for Amelia, Hannah Comfort, who's right now 0 for 1 with a walk. There's strike number 1. Great pitch. Looks like Hudson has gained control back here in the bottom of the fourth. Had a little bit of a bad third, but looks like she has got her mind back in the right spot here in the bottom of the fourth. And that's a great swing right there. Great swing right there by Comfort. And that will go foul. Comfort gets another piece of it. That's going to go foul behind the away dugout. And that's going to be 2 strikes. So now we got an 0-2 count with 2 outs here. And Nottoway could possibly get out of this inning. 1, 2, 3. 7-4 Nottoway up here in the bottom of the fourth. And that one's going to roll in the dirt. Great job there by Basinger. Scooping that one up. Here's the pitch. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you right there, that was a great pitch there by Hudson. Inside and tight for the strikeout. And out number 3. Nottoway will go into the top of the 5th with a 7-4 lead. Coming up for Nottoway in this inning, we will have, looks like we got Basinger, Hudson, and Meekins. Should be coming up in this inning for Nottoway. And just a double check here. So, yeah, we have Hudson, Meekins, and McCraw will be coming up in this inning. As Hudson will be coming up, she's 0 for 2 so far in this game. as we are about to get the top of the fifth underway here. Once again, thank everybody for tuning in Legacy Maker Sports Network. You are catching Amelia Lady Raiders softball here, senior night. As the Amelia Raiders take on the Nottoway Cougars. The Cougars are up 7-4 here, and we are in the top of the fifth as Hannah Hudson now comes to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. Pitched pretty solid today, except for that bottom of the third. She got tagged up for 4 runs in that inning, but besides that, she's been pretty solid in this game. 0-1 count. 1 ball, and now 1 strike. After that one goes foul. One count here. Top of the fifth, 7-4. Watson with a delivery on that one for strike number 2. So we got a 1-2 count with no outs here in the top of the fifth. And the Raiders desperately need a quick ending here at the top of the fifth. Watson, and a great pitch there for strike number 3. And she fooled Hudson completely. And Hudson will now 0 for 3 on the day after that strikeout. And now coming to the plate, Amaya Meekins, who's had 2 walks on the day. She's been walked twice today. And there's a pitch that looks like it was coming our way. Thank goodness it dropped. Pay a lot of money for this camera. I don't know if I want, can't afford it to get destroyed, but I would have dove if I thought it was coming. But no, Coach Keeler. Coach Keeler dove in front of the camera last time. Had me a little bit teary-eyed. I was like, I appreciate the love, Coach. And that one, Meekins gets a piece of it, and that goes to Jasia Miles over at short. And she has to go a little bit over towards second base, but is able to get the out. And now we have 2 outs. As now we have Kayla McCraw coming to the plate. She is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. 7-4 Nottoway here in the top of the fifth. Watson. And that one goes back, and Comfort's able to make a great play there behind the shortstop. Behind home plate to get out number 3, and the Raiders get the quick ending that they desperately needed. As we go to the bottom of the fifth. Coming up for the Raiders in the bottom of the fifth, Staples Good, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Rachel Wells and Jasia Miles. Those will be your 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up here in the bottom of the fifth for the Lady Raiders. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Give love to our sponsors real quick, Born Legend Entertainment. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. Also, making lip gloss fun again with our girl, Becca Cottingham. She does a lot of great work with lip scents and Synergents. So for all your lip gloss products and your lipstick products, check out our girl, Becca Cottingham. She's got a lot of great things going on there. Make sure you check her out. As well as Paparazzi Accessories by our girl, Mary Ashby. She's got a lot of great jewelry going on in there. And it's under $5. You can't go wrong with that. I know a lot of happy people got some great gifts on Mother's Day through Mary. Of course, Dream Pro Productions, they're part of helping out Legacy Maker Sports. And of course, the Richmond Black Widows. Make sure you check them out in our broadcast of their game, as we got women's tackle football, ladies and gentlemen, contact football on Saturday at 6 o'clock as the Richmond Black Widows take on the Baltimore Nighthawks in Lauren Park in Henrico, Virginia. And we'll be there to bring you the action. And here we go as we start the bottom of the fifth, and we started off with a 0-1 count as Hudson gets it down the middle. Staples Good swung away on that one for strike number 1. 0-1 count, 7-4 here, Nottoway up. Hudson, that one bounced right in front of the plate for ball number 1. And a 1-1 count, no outs here. Raiders once again desperately needing runners to try to find a way to get back into this game, down by 3 here. But here in the bottom of the 5th. And Good, strong cut on that one, but it's going to be strike number 2. So we got a 1-2 count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 7-4 Nottoway here in the bottom of the 5th. And we have Stephanie Staples Good at the plate. And there's a great piece of hitting there by Staples Good. And guess what? She's 3 for 3 today. Have yourself a senior day. And Staples Good is now 3 for 3 on the day. So Good, who got things started back in the 3rd, maybe trying to get things started here. Stephanie playing a little tricks on the base singer there. And she stares Staples Good down at first. Staples Good didn't make a move on that one. Ooh, and that's going to be in the inside there for strike number 1 here. Rachel Wells at the plate. Wells on today is 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that one's going to be a ball. So we got 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Here's the pitch. Oh, and that one, nice pitch on the corner, but I'm going to be honest with you, from here it looked like it could have been a ball, but great pitch there by Hudson. And we got a 2 balls, 2 strikes here, no outs, runner on first. And Wells gets a piece of it over the 3rd. And great job there by Hall getting it over the first for out number 1. And now coming to the plate, Jasia Miles, who right now is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Raiders desperately needing runners on base here. And you got your power coming up here with Miles, Dorton, and Rather coming to the plate here in the next few at-bats. Miles with 9 homers on the season. Here's the pitch. She gets a piece of it right over Hudson's head. But Watts is able to get it over the first for out number 2. Now the Raiders do get Stephanie Good over to third base. And now here comes Caitlin Rather. Rather right now, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI. That last one kind of was in the middle of that rally they had going on in the bottom of the 3rd. They could use the power now. And there's going to be strike 1. Hudson's pitched pretty good today. I'm telling you, you gotta, she's been able to work the corners quite well today for the Nottoway Cougars. And that one's going to be ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here for the Raiders here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on 3rd, 7-4, Nottoway up here. And there's strike number 2. Another great pitch by Hudson, that one in the inside. She's worked the corners really well today. Definitely gotten all the calls in her favor. And Rather with a great piece of hitting, and that's going to be a ground rule double there by Rather. And that's exactly what we're talking about, the power that comes from Caitlin Rather. And I'm going to be honest with you, if that was up 2 more feet, we'd be talking home run right now. But a great piece of hitting by Rather, and now it's a 7-5 game. Raiders are down by 2 with a runner on second, and now Deanna Dorton making her way to the plate. I mean, to the plate. I want to say the port. Making her way to the plate here. And now we have Kyra Owens coming in to run for Rather. So another critical at bat here for the Lady Raiders is now we have Deanna Dorton coming to the plate. 7-5. Nottoway is up by 2. Raiders trying to sneak out another run here as Dorton makes her way to the plate. Here's the first pitch, and she gets a piece of it, and it goes foul. And that's another thing that Hudson has done well today is in that inside pitch, and she's been able to. The Raiders have swung at some, from my vantage point, some questionable inside pitches, but it's, sometimes it's just, the release and how well this young lady has pitched today. As right now we have an 0-1 count, and now we have an 0-2 count. As that one went screaming towards the Nottoway bus. I don't know if it hit it or not. I couldn't hear. As now we have an 0-2 count with 2 outs, 7-5. Runner on second here. Deanna Dorton at the plate. Dorton right now 0 for 2 on the day here on senior night. And that one's going to roll for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one's going to be a high for ball number 2. I got a strong feeling that Hudson's going to the outside on this one. I mean, she's pitched really well today, but don't be surprised. I think she's going outside on this next pitch. And she goes outside for ball number 3. Just call it a hunch. I'm working on my talents. I don't know how good I am yet. All right, so we got a full count here with 2 outs. Owens is at second base. Dorton gets a piece of it, once again towards the Nottoway bus. I think she is trying to hit the Nottoway bus. I have come to that conclusion. There's two chances so far as we got payoff pitch number 2 coming here with a runner on second. Here's the pitch. And she gets a piece of it, Dorton, and it's going to go foul again here. And she continues to fight. The senior trying to make something happen here for her Lady Raiders team. So here we go, full count, payoff pitch number 3, ladies and gentlemen. As Hannah Hudson, pitcher for Nottoway, trying to get the Cougars out of this inning with only 1 run against them. But Dorton has got other plans. Here we go. Payoff pitch number 3. Dorton gets a piece and then comes back. We'll do it again. She might be aiming for the tire this time. Haven't quite figured it out yet. She's going to get the bus in this at bat. She's going to get the bus in this at bat. So here we go. Payoff pitch number 4. She gets a piece right up the middle, bounces off of Hudson glove, but she's able to corral it, gets it over to third, and that will end. Gets it over to first, and that will end the 5th inning as we head to the top of the 6th with Nottoway 7, your Amelia Raiders 5. It's been a great game so far. I mean, back and forth on both ends. The Raiders have not been able to quite get it where they want to be, but there's still a lot of softball left. And right now, like I said, the score is 7-5. Nottoway is up in this rivalry matchup. And for those who are listening, we all know what it means when you're playing Nottoway and how much pride that goes into this matchup. I've seen quite a few classic Nottoway Amelia matchups in my day. I've been involved in a few, and I can tell you I've seen some classic stuff. Baseball, basketball, you name it, we've been a part of it. And now we are going to head here to the top of the sixth as we're back again at the top of the lineup. Watts, Abel, and Vermillion coming to the plate here for Nottoway. I just want to say, if anybody, once again, if you want to be a part of the Legacy Maker Sports Network, if you got your small business and you want to get your business out there, hit me up, call us, give us a message. We'd love to promote your business. Just please give me, just hit me up a message in the Facebook page, and we'll be glad to, talk. Because, we're all about building legacies, and we mean it. Legacy Maker Sports Network, that's what we're all about, building legacies and helping people get to the next level. All right, here we go, y'all. Top of the sixth inning, and it's been a great game so far. Nottoway up 7-5 here in the top of the sixth, and Watson gets it started with strike number one. Papers are trying to fly away from y'all in the booth. You should see it. It's all over the place. The wind just kicked up all of a sudden. All right, so here we go. 0-1 count, no balls, one strike, no outs here in the top of the sixth. We got Hannah Watts at the plate, who right now is 2 for 3 on the day. And made some really good hits, too. I mean, in the last inning, she had a screamer into the outfield. And that one's going to be ball number 2. Looks like it might have been a little bit low. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs here in the top of the sixth. Nottoway up 7-5 over the Lady Raiders. Here's a pitch. And there's going to be strike number 2. So we got a 2-2 count here for Watts. And if you're Lady Raiders, you want to do the same thing you did last inning. And the only thing they've been able to really do it is get in and get out. But it's going to be a tough job with the top 3 of the lineup here. But I'm sure the Lady Raiders are up for the challenge here. 2-2 count is that one goes foul above the press box. Watson low into the outside for ball number 3. So Watson comes, looks like she gets the sign that she wants, and she goes, and it's going to be ball number 4, and we have our first runner here in the top of the sixth. Now coming to the plate, Kobe Abel. And Abel so far in this game is 1 for 2 with a double. So right now Nottoway has a runner on first here in the top of the sixth. Watson delivers. It's a little high. Abel with a bunt attempt, but able to get it back here for ball number 1. Here's the pitch by Watson. Another bunt attempt, but able to get it back for ball number 2. So right now we have a 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs, runner on first. And we have Kobe Abel at the plate, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out in her last at bat, doubled the at bat before then. Watson. And they're going to be, that's a 3-0 count here. Here in the top of the sixth. And I believe you are able Uh, if it's a strike down the middle of the green light, I would not. I'd be taking on this one, and that one will be ball 4. Real quick, send love to my partner in crime on the Legacy Maker Sports Podcast, Jay Quimby. What's up, my friend? Thanks for tuning in, brother. So we got a 7-5 lead, and Coach Gary is coming out to talk to Rachel Watson. So 7-5, top of the 6th, and we have 2 runners on here for Nottoway as we have Ryan Vermillion heading to the plate. Vermillion, who's had a pretty good day herself, got hit by the pitch. She's 2 for 2, but she is 2 for 2 on the day and got hit by the pitch in the first at bat. And that first one is going to be a ball. That one rolls in the dirt. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1-0 count here, people. No outs, 7-5, Nottoway up with 2 runners on here for the Cougars. 1 on second, 1 on first. And Watson with the pitch, and that's going to be ball number 2. And I don't think she liked that one. Watson gets set for the 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be ball 3. And we'll get strike number 1. Like, Mom never called it. I was sitting there waiting for him to call. Never called it, but strike number 1 there. She obviously didn't go down the first, but runner was able to advance from second to third on that last pitch. So 3-1 count here. Runners on the corners. And there's going to be strike number 2. As Abel's able to move up to second base, and now we have both runners in scoring positions at third and second. 7-5 here. Watson with the pitch. And it's ball number 4. And now the bases are loaded with no outs here in the top of the 6th. Deanna Dorton goes over to give Watson a little love here. And now at the plate, Tasia Hall on the day. She is 1 for 3, but had an RBI in her last at bat. Has an opportunity here to add on to that RBI total with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Oh, that one came right back to us. So now we have 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 0-2 count here. 7-5, Nottoway here in the top of the 6th. And she's able to get strikeout on that one. So we have 1 out with the bases loaded here. As now we have Falwell coming to the plate. McKenna Falwell, who is 1 for 3 in this game. Last inning, the last at bat, she got a double in that at bat. And great pitch there by Watson, getting the confidence back here for strike number 1. Here's a pitch, and there's strike number 2. So we got an 0-2 count here for Falwell, and that's going to be ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Bases loaded here in the top of the 6th. Here's a pitch, and that one's going to go up. Rather's giving it chase. She's able to get it. Great hustle there by Caitlin Rather, who chases it down for out number 2. That was huge right there, because if that drops, we don't know how many runs would score, and that would have put the Raiders in a really bad spot going into the bottom of the 6th. So here we go. And that one goes straight to center field. Stable Gould able to get over there and get it, and that will get the Lady Raiders out of the top of the 6th. Somehow unscathed. And that was, you got to give them credit, because I'm telling you, if you're any parent or myself or any coach, you got to be sweating bullets after that one, but able to get out of it 7-5. Still the score here, and if you are Coach Andrews, you're probably not pleased. Just a little bit. And so right now 7-5 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Watson's able to get a hit there. And Watson gets a hit there as that one goes off of Hall. Kind of almost kind of what happened earlier in the game when Rather was able to get a hit. Almost the same situation. Now the Lady Raiders have a runner on, and that one sneaks through. As Lexi Warren, it goes right in between Watson's legs, on Watt's legs, and right now the Lady Raiders 2 runners on with no outs, and here comes Haley Patterson. And this is exactly what you want. If you are the Raiders, you got your 7, 8 hitters getting hits, with your number 9 coming to the plate, who, in my opinion, I will continue to say is one of the most patient hitters I've ever seen. And that one's going to be strike 1. So we got an 0-1 count here, 7-5, 2 runners on, 1 runner on second, and a runner on first. As Coach Gary will come over and give Watson some advice here. This is what the Lady Raiders want. I mean, this is their opportunity here that they have been waiting for. So here we go, 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike. Patterson, and then that's going to be ball 1. That one's high into the outside. So 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here. 2 runners on. Runner on second, runner on first. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 7-5 Nottoway. As Hudson, pitch goes to the outside for ball number 2. Here's the pitch, and gets a taste of it there, fouls it back for strike number 2. And once again, patience is a virtue. And that's exactly what we're getting here from Patterson. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be high for ball 3. And the way that Hudson's been pitching, I got a feeling this one could go, this one's going to go inside. Patterson's got to be ready. Ooh, great pitch right there by Hudson in the clutch on the payoff pitch for out number 1. That was just a fantastic pitch there by Hannah Hudson. And that one's going to go foul there by Comfort. So right now we have an 0-1 count. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Raiders have an opportunity here. And that one's going to be high for ball 1. Raiders have an opportunity here to maybe get back in this game, maybe tie this game up here. So you got their one hitter, Hannah Comfort at the plate, and that's going to be strike number 1. Number 2. So she fouled on that first one. So it's a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here for Comfort. She gets a piece of that and fouls it off. Comfort so far in this game. Oh for 2 on the day. With a walk, and that's going to be ball number 2. So we got a 2-2 count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 7-5, Nottoway up over the Lady Raiders. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the Raiders have 2 runners on. Ooh, and she got a piece of it. That one was a little bit in the inside, but she was able to turn it enough to foul it off behind the away dugout. If you're comforted, you can just get this ball into one of those gaps. How huge this could be for the Lady Raiders. Here's a pitch. Comfort gets a piece of it, and that's going to go foul. And we'll go again. So 2-2 count coming up here. 2-2 count here. 1 out, 7-5. Nottoway is up. Here's the pitch. And that one rolls in the dirt, and now we're going to get a full count situation here for Miss Comfort. Here's the pitch. Gets a piece of it down the third. Great job there by Hall getting over there to tag third. But Comfort will get the first, and Watson is out on the fielder's choice. So now we have 2 outs as we have the senior, Stephanie Staples-Good, who right now is 3 for 3 in this game. She has been huge for the Lady Raiders this entire game. Can they get a little bit more of Staples-Good magic? And there's a foul there for strike number 1. 0-1 count here, 2 outs, 7-5. here in the bottom of the 6th. Hudson with the pitch. Gets a piece of it, goes straight to Hudson, and somehow, some way, the Cougars get out of that inning. It started off with 2 runners, and Hudson battles her way back to get the Cougars out of the 6th inning with a 7-5 lead. And now we go to the top of the 7th here. Very critical ending, obviously. Here for the Raiders, and we've talked about it the last 2 innings. You want to get in, you want to get out. So if they can get in and get out here in this inning, and they've got the power coming in the next inning with Wells, Miles, and Rather, and after that, Dorton. Once again, Legacy Maker Sports Network, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been a great ball game so far here on senior night. Once again, you make sure you guys, if you get a chance to tune in on Saturday as the Richmond Black Widows will take on the Baltimore Nighthawks. We will be doing that live from Lauren Park in Henrico, Virginia. That's right, women's tackle football. Some of the best football I've seen so far. And then we got a great game last week at the DC Divas, man. I mean, unfortunately, bad game for Richmond, but the DC Divas had 4 running backs that was just, they were all over the field. It was absolutely it was amazing to see. They just had I've never seen a stable of just different people being able to make magic happen like that. And as we get ready here for the top of the 7th, we will have Hannah Hudson, Amaya Meekins, and Kayla McCraw batting here for the Cougars. So you're 6th, 7th, and 8th batters coming up. Huge inning here for the Lady Raiders. So here we go. Top of the 7th, first pitch comes straight towards us. It came after us, y'all. I don't understand why. So that's going to be strike number 1 for Hudson, who's once again has been in some tough situations in this game on the pitching front, but she was able to really make some moves happen. And that one's going to go high into the air, and Deanna Dorton will bring that one in for out number 1 here for the Lady Raiders. Now coming to the plate, Amaya Meekins. So far in the day, she is 0 for 1 with 2 walks today. So we got a 1-0 count, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th, 7-5 lead here for Nottoway. And that one's going to be high for ball number 2. Question is, can the Lady Raiders get in and out of this inning? They've got 1 out so far, and this is the best chance with the bottom of the lineup coming to the plate here in the 7th. So 3 balls, no strikes here, 1 out. And that's going to be strike number 1. So 3-1 count here. Here's a 3-1 pitch by Watson. And that's going to be a walk, as now Meekins will walk for a 3rd time in this game. as now we have Kayla McCraw coming to the plate. McCraw struggled a little bit today for Nottoway. Watson with the pitch. And that's going to be ball one. Right now, Nottoway has a runner on first. One 0 count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Gets a piece of it. That's going to go foul here. It's going to be strike one. So we got a 1-1 count with one out, runner on first. 7-5 Nottoway lead here in the top of the seventh. So McCraw struggling today, 0 for 3 here for Nottoway. Raiders trying to get out of the inning as fast as possible. And that's going to be ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. If you're the Raiders, how much would you love a double play right now? Watson gets her signal, delivers. And that's going to be ball 3. 3-1 count coming up here. Here's a pitch by Watson, and it's going to be fouled off. And now we got full count situation here. So it's huge right here for the Raiders. Here comes the payoff pitch. Struck her out. Great pitch there by Watson. Got her in the inside. That's the second time she struck out McCraw today. And so right now with 2 outs and a runner on, here comes the top of the lineup here for this Nottoway team who's been pretty good all day. And right now, you got Watts who's coming to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day with a walk. And that's going to be ball 1. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Watson. And that's going to be low and inside for ball number 2. So 2-0 count, 2 outs, 7-5 Nottoway. Here in the top of the 7th. Meekins is on first for Nottoway. And there's going to be ball number 3. This game has been highly entertaining. Watson. And they're going to say that's going to be ball number 4. And now with 2 runners on, Watts is on first base. So Watts and Meekins now on the base paths for the Cougars. As Abel comes to the plate. Abel is 1 for 2 on the day. Excuse me, 1 for 3 on the day. And that's going to be ball 1 to the outside part of the plate. 1-0 count. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here with 2 runners on. Raiders trying to get out of this inning to set themselves up beautifully in the bottom of the 7th, which could be their last chance to make a run in this game. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here with 2 runners on. Watching the pitch. And that's going to be strike 2. Great pitch on the corner there. So now we got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed here. Watson looking for the perfect pitch. And that one goes pitch to the outside, foul towards the away dugout. And we'll do this again. And this has been a pretty solid senior night. And gets a piece of it, and that goes towards left field. But Kalen Rather's able to get it in. And somehow, some way, the Lady Raiders found a way to get out of the top of the 7th, even with 2 runners on. And they found a way to get out of there with no runs scored. It's 7-5 heading to the bottom of the 7th. The last chance for the Lady Raiders coming up here on senior night here at Amelia County High School. This is Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. I'm excited about this last part of the inning here. See if the Lady Raiders can pull this one off in this very critical matchup here in the James River District. And that as of right now, as a standing stand right now, Nottoway comes into this game in the conference 12-1 in the conference play, 15-2 overall. The Lady Raiders are 12-3. With their 3 losses, 1 coming to Prince Edward, the other to Nottoway, and then they lost last week to Manchester. And then their conference record, they're 12-2. So they can get this win today, and they'll be tied with Nottoway in the conference. But Nottoway has a chance here to close the door. And Hannah Hudson, who's had some pretty good moments in this game, is looking to put this away. But the Lady Raiders have the meat of their lineup coming up. Their 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Rachel Wells batting first, and then you have Jasia Miles and then Caitlin Rather. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 7th. Can the Lady Raiders pull off some magic? So Wells coming into this at bat. One for 3 today with an RBI. And that one's far outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here. Bottom of the 7th, 7-5, Nottoway up. One-two pitch, and that's going to be high. It's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Hudson with the pitch. Wells gets a piece of it that goes foul. So we got a 2-2 count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. And that's going to be high for ball 3. It looks like Hudson might be getting a little bit tired. And if you're the Raiders, you have to capitalize. She misses and able to get it down to first to officialize that first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Now coming to the plate, Jasia Miles, batting .435 on the season. Right now in this game, 0 for 2. Miles hoping to get a little magic going here for the Lady Raiders. Hudson. And there's strike one. Big at bat here for Miles. And that's going to be ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 7-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Miles at the plate. Rather on deck. And Dorton in the hole. Pitch. And Miles gets a piece of it. It's going to go down the right field line, but it's going to be foul. So now we have a 1-2 count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here for Jason Miles. Miles, 9 home runs on the season, 2nd on the team in average, and 4 home runs. Ooh, that's going to be high. A little tight for that one. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here for Miles. Bottom of the 7th. She gets a piece of it, and she gets a single into center field. Right up the gut. And now coming to the plate, as my friend Jack affectionately would say, Caitlin, put him in the woods, rather. This is a huge moment here for the Lady Raiders. Here's the pitch by Hudson. And that's going to be inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on first. And this game is really starting to pick up here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch, and oh, that's a tough one right there. Caitlin swung a little bit late on that one. And that's going to be a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. So a 2-1 count. Rather gets a piece of it, and that's going to drop in. Takes a little bit of a weird bounce. Miles trying to get over, and she's safe. Huge, absolutely huge. Runners on the corner, and somehow, some way, Miles gets under the tag, and I don't know how she did it, but she was able to get under the tag, and now the Raiders have 2 runners on. Runners on the corners. And looks like Coach Andrews is going to go talk to his pitcher. This is critical. Now with 2 runners on and 1 out, Deanna Dorton, the senior, coming to the plate. How poetic would it be to see a senior make things happen on senior night? I'm just saying. I'm a sucker for romantic comedies. I mean, for those dramatic moments. So let's see what we can get happening here. Here in the bottom of the 7th, it has been a tremendous game. And real quick, going to highlight those seniors while we are waiting for the conference to end. Caitlin Rather, Mackenzie Jones, Stephanie Staples-Good, and Deanna Dorton, who's at the plate now. And if you're a senior, you got to be thinking to yourself, can I make this happen on senior night? And if you can, what a special moment it will be. Forever. I mean, I remember when I was a senior, and I remember all those special moments and things that you'll remember forever. This is a chance here for Deanna Dorton to make that happen here for the Lady Raiders with 2 runners on. Hudson with the pitch. Dorton at strike 1. Hudson brought the heat on that one as the dust tornado goes through the infield. Seeing quite a few of those today. Hudson here, 0-1 count. Dorton on the day. It's a tough one for her, 0 for 3. And there's going to be strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 7-5, 2 runners on for the Lady Raiders. Can Dorton get the hit to bring this one closer? And that's going to be ball number 1. So 1-2 count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. 7-5. Ooh, and it's a tough one on either end on that one. You got to beat Dorton and to have the patience not to swing at that pitch is absolutely amazing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. She gets a piece of it that comes straight towards us. And we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. 7-5 Nottoway. Very critical game here in James River District play. Nottoway 12-1 in the conference. The Raiders 12-2 in the conference. With a big meeting against Goochland next week. Dorton gets another piece of it, fighting it off. The heart of the senior right now is absolutely amazing. She keeps fighting it off as she has a junior on third and a senior on first. Can the Lady Raiders do it? Hudson, who's performed pretty well today for this Nottoway team. And that's going to be ball number 3. We got a full count coming up. So Dorton gets set here. Full count, and is going to be fouled off as she gives another attempt at the bus. She's had it in for the bus all day, and the question is, will she get it? If she hasn't gotten it already. So full count here. Payoff pitch number 2 is about to happen here. 1 out, 2 runners on, 7-5. Raiders down by 2. Dorton gets another piece at it. She gets closer and closer. I'm telling you, it's been amazing. Heart of a senior right now. And here's the other side of this coin. If you're Hudson, you're throwing everything at her. And Dorton is fouling everything off. She gets another piece at it. I think she got it. I think she got the bus. Oh, no, not this time. Oh. I just feel like she's got it in for the bus. That one hit the bleachers, y'all. We didn't get lucky on that one. Here we go again. Payoff pitch number 3. She is really making Hudson work for this one. It's senior night. Oh, and she struck her out. Tough. Tough at bat there by Deanna Dorton. And then Hudson just able to find a way on that one, as now we have Rachel Watson heading to the plate here. And she's had herself a solid game, but it's in the same case as Hudson, battling all game long. She gets a piece of it. It heads straight to center field, and that will be it, as Nottoway will win this game. What a game by both teams. Raiders had 2 runners on, could not pull it off in the end. Rachel Watson gets it, knocks it straight to center field, but it goes straight into the waiting glove of Amelia Meekins, and that is it. The Cougars will sweep the regular season series in this matchup. They will go to 13-1 in the conference. The Raiders will go to 12-3. That tying them, or pretty much getting them in the same range there. They still got a little bit of an advantage over Goochland, but they're going to have to play Goochland next week. On Thursday in Goochland. It's going to be a very huge game. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Much love to the seniors, Caitlin Rather, Mackenzie Jones, Stephanie Staples-Good, and of course Deanna Dorton, who fought hard on that last at bat. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. I wish I could be there on Thursday to bring the love, but we will be back hopefully next week, or especially for playoff time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you like the Legacy Maker Sports Network page. I'm Darrell Owens. Until next time, have a good one and take care.